Whether you have realized it yet to this point of the semester, one of the great benefits to you from taking this course is that you may begin to realize for the first time that the American system of government is quite complicated. While we might like to have a general model of government that we can apply to all governments in the American system, when we move beyond the most superficial examination of the various levels of government, we find that we simply cannot apply a general model. For example, we might attempt to apply the separation of powers model that many Americans associate with the national government to state and local levels of government as well. True, we can identify the three government functions at each level of government. There are legislative, executive, and judicial functions to be performed at all three levels, national, state, and local. At the national level, we know that the legislative function, that is the power to make laws, is the purview of the United States Congress. The executive function, the power to execute or enforce laws, falls to the President and the executive branch. The judicial function, the power to hear and resolve individual disputes arising under the laws, is the domain of the United States Supreme Court and the other federal courts. With particular regard to the executive branch, we think of the President as the chief executive. As such, we imagine that other executive officials report to and are accountable to the President. While this analysis is not literally true with respect to the breadth of the national executive branch, we shall resist the temptation to elaborate. Instead, we'll leave the detailed analysis to the Government 2305 course so that we can address the point at hand. Our temptation is to impose the model of government we associate with the national level onto state and local arrangements in Texas. Later in the semester, we will see how the plural executive arrangement at the state level in Texas precludes our treatment of the Texas governor as a true chief executive. For now, our focus is on municipal arrangements. Legislative, executive, and judicial functions must be carried out by some government officers. Generally, we can say that the city council serves as the legislative body. There are municipal courts to perform the judicial function. Where we observe the variations in municipal government is in the executive arrangements. The most common form of municipal government in Texas is the mayor-council form. In Texas cities operating under the mayor-council form of government, mainly smaller Texas cities, the mayor is elected in a citywide election and acts as the chief executive officer of the city. However, in most Texas cities with this form of government, the mayor is relatively weak, with extremely limited appointment and removal authority and limited budget formulation and execution authority. Thus, we can distinguish the mayor-council form weak mayor subtype. As a practical matter, the mayor shares power with other members of the city council. The mayor is, in a sense, little more than first among equals. As the diagram suggests, responsibility for delivery of city services and administration of city departments is a joint responsibility of the city council. The mayor's function is primarily that of presiding over meetings of the city council. In other words, the mayor is the person with the gavel at the council meetings, responsible for managing the consideration of agenda items. Only two of Texas's large cities, Houston and El Paso, use the mayor-council form of government. However, in both of these Texas cities, the mayor is a significantly powerful official. In the strong mayor subtype, mayors have broad appointive powers. The mayor appoints the heads of the various city departments, the police chief, the fire chief, as well as the head of the Parks Department, the Sanitation Department, Public Works Department, and most other city departments. These department heads serve at the pleasure of the mayor and are generally removable by the mayor as well. Additionally, the mayor supervises the formulation and execution of the city's budget. This arrangement comes fairly close to the model we associate with the president's role in the national government. The mayor may even have the authority to veto ordinances passed by the city council, just as the president may veto bills passed by the United States Congress.